You couldn't have that without writing in southern Iraq. So how come suddenly, 7,000 years earlier, they do it there? No one said anything about it at all. But it's clear to me, A, that this was a stamp to ratify where the carvings of the signs on clay or some other sealing material would leave an impression. It must be that. So this is about 9,000 BC.
Yeah.
Now, when I was a boy at university, my professor said to me that the reason writing evolved in Mesopotamia because they had complex cities with ziggurats and big buildings and lots of people, and they had to organize everything, and so they invented writing to cope with it. Well, if they had to cope with that in Sumer in 3000 BC, they sure as hell had to do it at Gobeklitepe because they've hardly even begun to finish excavating the sites of Gobeklitepe. And really, the old rule would be you could not have architecture like that planned and built according to principle with all the different people. You couldn't have that without writing in southern Iraq. So how come suddenly, 7,000 years earlier, they do it there? And that green stone shows that they had writing. That is pictographic writing. Maybe even as phonetic writing, I don't know, but it was writing thousands of years before in the South. And that's what I think it is. We still use it. And it's above all kinds of mess. And I think that was the prevailing system, because I honestly believe that the people at this time were not stupid. They were probably indistinguishable from what we are. So you have merchants and wanderers and people who see, let's go down the river and see where we end up. And people looking for money, looking for women, looking for everything. But that's surely how it was.